the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, as supported by the Roman sovereign Marcus Aurelius, gives an immortal and strong guide for those looking for lucidity reason. Also, personal development at the core of unemotional way of thinking is the thought of zeroing in on yourself consistently, practice that can possibly change your life in significant ways. In this video, we will dive profound into the center standards of apathy and how they can be applied to your everyday existence. You will find the insight that has resounded for quite a long time and stays as applicable today as it was in old Rome. Toward the finish of this excursion, you will not just comprehend the substance of spotlight on yourself consistently, yet you'll be roused to incorporate these standards into your life, prompting individual development, internal harmony, and a resolute flexibility despite life's challenges. Chasing eudaimonia, aloofness, accentuates three vital excellencies. 1. Insight, astuteness in the unemotional sense, includes the capacity to perceive what is inside our control and what isn't. Marcus Aurelius reminds us you have control over your brain, not external occasions. Understand this, and you will track down strength. This insight isn't just about information, yet likewise about figuring out our own temperament. Furthermore, the idea of the world, 2. Mental fortitude. Boldness isn't simply actual valiance, however. Additionally, the fortitude to confront difficulty, the obscure and, surprisingly, our own imperfections. It's about standing firm even with difficulties and troubles. As Marcus Aurelius puts it, the obstacle to activity progresses activity. What remains in the way turns into the way. 3. Moderation. Restraint is the act of discretion, balance, and living in congruity with nature. It's tied in with making do, wants, and staying away from abundance. Marcus Aurelius features the significance of this temperance. Very little is expected to make a blissful life. It is all inside yourself from your perspective. Acknowledgement of the current. 2. Stoics underscore the significance of tolerating the current second for all intents and purposes without opposition or judgment. This doesn't mean you ought to surrender to an existence of piety, but instead that you ought to recognize the truth of a circumstance. Also, work from that point. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, when you emerge in the first part of the day, consider what a valuable honor it is to be alive, to inhale, to remember, to appreciate, to cherish. Command over responses. A focal indifferent instructing is that we have no control over outside occasions, yet we have some control over our responses to them. This standard is vital in keeping up with close to home dependability and flexibility, even with life's difficulties. As Marcus Aurelius astutely exhorts, you have control over your mind, not external occasions. Understand this, and you will find strength. Prudence is the most noteworthy great for Stoics. The most elevated great isn't abundance, distinction, or outer achievement, yet rather ethicalness, goodness, and the apathetic setting incorporates insight, boldness, equity. What's more, restraint, embracing ethicalness as the most elevated great, prompts an existence of satisfaction. Andaimonia, figuring out fleetingness. Aloofness helps us to acknowledge the temporariness of all things, including our own lives. This understanding can help us value the current second and not be excessively joined to things that are unchangeable as far as we might be concerned. Development of inward versatility. One of the most important parts of apathy is its accentuation on internal strength. By developing this versatility, people can better explore life's difficulties and keep up with a feeling of internal harmony. As Marcus Aurelius composes, our life is what our contemplations make it. Self-assessment. Marcus Aurelius had confidence in the significance of persistent self-assessment. In the reflections, he much of the time reminds himself to consider his activities, contemplations, and feelings. This practice of self-reflection permits us to distinguish regions for development and self-improvement. It isn't on the grounds that things are troublesome that we don't dare. It is since we don't dare that they are Troublesome require a couple of moments every day to consider your activities, responses, and contemplations, what went well, what could have been taken care of better. By making this a day-to-day practice, you'll acquire important bits of knowledge into your own way of behaving and can utilize this mindfulness to make positive changes. The force of psyche. Marcus Aurelius much of the time underlines the power of the psyche in the contemplations. He features the thought that we have the capacity to control our contemplations and responses, paying little mind to outer conditions. This indifferent understanding highlights the significance of dominate one's brain, a joy of your life. Considerations, care, reflection, lock in care, contemplation to create more prominent command over your viewpoints and feelings. This training includes noticing your considerations without judgment. By reliably rehearsing care, you'll turn out to be more skilled at picking how to answer different circumstances. Strength even with misfortune. All through his life, Marcus Aurelius confronted various difficulties both as a ruler and as a person. His indifferent theory assisted him with keeping a cool head. What's more, versatility despite affliction. He advises us that troubles are a part of life, and it's our response to them that genuinely matters. You have power over your psyche, not external occasions. Understand this, and you will track down strength. Embracing fleetingness. One of the focal principles of emotionlessness is the acknowledgement of the fleetingness of all things. Marcus Aurelius often pondered this thought, reminding himself of the temporary idea of life and the need to see the value in every second. All that happens is by the same token bearable or not, on the off chance that it's tolerable. Get through it. Stop griping. Thoughtful gestures and lay reflections. Marcus Aurelius empowers acts of generosity and compassion. He perceives the interconnectedness, surprisingly, and the significance of treating others with empathy and understanding. When you get up toward the beginning of the day, tell yourself, the individuals I manage today will be intruding, thankless, haughty, untrustworthy, desirous, and irritable. They are this way, since they can't tell great from evil. Irregular, thoughtful gestures make it a day-to-day practice to perform little demonstrations of generosity for others. This could be as basic as offering a grin to an outsider, helping somebody out of luck, or communicating appreciation to a companion by effectively looking for chances to be thoughtful. You not just work on the existences of those around you, yet additionally develop your own uprightness. The significance of control. Marcus Aurelius esteemed balance and control as fundamental parts of an ethical life. He perceived that unreasonable longings and guilty pleasure frequently lead to discontent and languishing. The key is to keep organization just with individuals who inspire you, whose presence calls forward your best morning reflection. Start your day with a snapshot of reflection, similarly as require a couple of moments to think about the day ahead and the difficulties you could confront. Help yourself to remember your fundamental beliefs and the excellencies you need to typify this. Practice can establish an uplifting vibe for the day and assist you with exploring difficulties with beauty. Journaling, the demonstration of composing down your viewpoints and reflections, is an amazing asset for personal growth. Devote time every day to diary your encounters, considerations, and feelings. This practice can assist you with acquiring clearness, track your advancement, and distinguish regions for self-improvement. The apathetic delay in snapshots of stress, outrage, or dissatisfaction, interruption, and take a full breath. This straightforward act can assist you with recapturing command over your responses and pick a more contemplated reaction. Recall that outer occasions might be unchangeable as far as you might be concerned. However, your response is an option for you. Evening, survey end your day with a survey of your activities and ways of behaving. Think about minutes when you lived in understanding with your qualities and minutes at the point when you missed the mark. This training permits you to gain from your encounters and make cognizant upgrades. Arbitrary demonstrations of benevolence effectively look for. Potential open doors, to be caring and compassionate to other people. These little thoughtful gestures not just benefit others, yet additionally add to your own feeling of prosperity and uprightness. Care contemplation. Take part in care contemplation to create more prominent command over your viewpoints and feelings. This training includes noticing your considerations without judgment. Also, can assist you with keeping up with internal harmony. Also, strength appreciation practice. Each day pause for a minute to ponder the things you're appreciative for. This training can move your concentration from what you need to what you have, cultivating satisfaction. Also, internal harmony. The indifferent approach to taking care of outside occasions. Aloofness instructs us that while we have no control over outside occasions, we can results by zeroing in on your endeavors and temperances instead of outside results. You can keep a feeling of internal harmony and satisfaction. The act of ethicalness. Control our responses to them by embracing an unemotional point of view. You can explore life's difficulties with more prominent flexibility and poise. The division of control. The indifferent way of thinking. Phos Ophi of the division of control recognizes things that are inside your control and things that are not. As per Marcus Aurelius, you have control over your brain, not external occasions. Understanding this qualification is key to keeping up with inner serenity. The craft of acknowledgement. Emotionlessness underscores the significance of tolerating things as they are as opposed to opposing or battling against them. This doesn't mean piety, but instead an acknowledgement of the genuinity of a circumstance, turning hindrances into open doors. One of Marcus Aurelius' most well-known expressions is the obstruction to activity propels activity. What disrupts the general flow turns into the way. This unemotional attitude urges you to view snags as any open doors for development and gaining separation from results. Emotionlessness shows us not to turn out to be excessively connected to explicit excellence. As per aloofness is the most noteworthy trait. It includes shrewdness, boldness, equity, and restraint. Embracing these temperances permit you to carry on with a daily existence of satisfaction and internal harmony. Developing inward flexibility. One of the most important parts of aloofness is its accentuation on inward flexibility by rehearsing mindfulness care. Furthermore, in different standards, you can assemble the internal strength. One focus on yourself every day. Live by the wisdom of Stoicism and become the best version of yourself. Your journey begins